Welcome to the Be Your Best Self blog by Marcia Abbott. Another trip around the sun. It's that time of year again. It's been another trip around the sun for me. But as I enter my 41st year of life, I have this nagging feeling that it's time to shake things up. I believe it's time to shake up my life. Well, at least a little bit anyway. So as I took a step back and took a hard look at what that should be, I would never have guessed that I was going to get my answer from two middle school teenage girls. But first, let's talk about getting older and call it like it is. This adulting thing is hard, and so is the responsibility that comes along with it. And then let's not forget about the stress that seems to be a packaged deal with this responsibility. Of course, there's also the anxiety of hoping that we're doing everything right. And then let's not forget about the weight of others' opinions of our life that seem to creep into our minds along the way. Like I said, adulting is hard. But why does it have to be? Because after watching my daughter and her very best friend interact, I'm starting to realize that maybe we're making this growing up and growing older thing harder than it needs to be. So let's talk about my daughter and her very best friend. With our move 3 years ago, it came with many changes for my children. And one of the best changes that occurred is my daughter ended up finding her very best friend. Watching these girls interact is definitely a sight to see. They may be 13-year-old girls who happen to be in middle school, usually a worst case scenario in and of itself. But let me tell you, they could be farther from the typical middle school problems that come along with getting older. These two truly have the best relationship. And it's not because they occasionally don't get into arguments, because they do. And it's not because there isn't some drama every now and then, because there is. But here's where they're different from most. They don't care about acting their age. Seriously, they don't. Usually 13-year-olds are getting to the point where they want to be seen as adults, and so much of the childhood ease and fun starts to disappear. Instead, more seriousness tends to set in as children get older. But for these girls, not so much. I have never seen two people have so much fun. They love to act silly with one another. Literally, the sillier the better. They rarely stop giggling at so many things that I just don't get. And they even love to laugh at each other and will goof around for hours on end. But most importantly, they're both just naturally easygoing, and they rarely let the seriousness of life get in the way of the fun and laughter that they share together. These two have something figured out that we could all benefit from. Because what they already know is the one thing that I'm going to learn to do this next trip around the sun. If you like what you hear, then I hope you will choose to shake up your life with me. Because here is what these girls have figured out. Despite society wanting them to act a certain way at the age of 13, they're choosing to be who they want to be. They're choosing to be to their own drum and enjoy life no matter what the outside world thinks. They're choosing to act the way they want to act the age they want to be, instead of the age they actually are. Is there really a better way to live than this? For me, I don't think there is. So here's what I'm going to do to shake up this next year. Here is what I'm choosing to do differently. Grab a hold of my hand and let's do this thing together. When adult life throws responsibility and stress our way, we need to remember to take time for ourselves and for those important people in our life who bring out the silly in us. And don't forget, the sillier the better, even if we aren't always acting our age. And when anxiety hits, let's remember to find a way to giggle our way through it, to laugh at ourselves and goof around as much as we possibly can. Laughter really is the best medicine. And most importantly, we need to choose to beat to our own drum and to not take life so seriously, despite what others think. We only get this one shot at life, so let's stop acting our age and instead let's really learn to enjoy it, even if others just can't understand. A dear friend of mine once said, "We have to get older, but that sure doesn't mean we have to grow up." So as I wrap up yet another trip around the sun, I'm going to take a page out of my daughter and her very best friend's playbook. I hope you will choose to join me. Adulting really doesn't have to be this hard. So as I enter my 41st year of life, I am finally making some changes because it definitely is time to shake up my life. Well, at least a little bit anyway. For those of you struggling with something in life, or if you have a topic of interest that you want me to talk about in this blog, email me at beyourbestselfblog@gmail.com. Let's work together to be our very best selves. Below on the subscribe button for my weekly updates.